Greetings everyone. Welcome to this channel again. In this video we are going to see Python syntax. So the syntax, what is a syntax? The syntax of Python pertains to the regulations that dictate the manner in which Python code is composed and organized. A syntax, in short, is the structure of statements in a computer language. The syntax actually specifies the proper method for constructing statements and expressions. We will see what statements and expressions are in the future, and various other components of code enabling the Python interpreter to follow and execute the code effectively. That means if we don't write the syntax of Python properly, the interpreter doesn't understand and will not be able to execute. So what are important features of syntax in Python? So the important features of syntax in Python includes indentation to establish block structure, and then colons to signify code blocks, and in Python there is no semicolon and curly braces like other languages. So let's see indentation. Python uses indentation to delineate code blocks, including those found within loops, functions, and conditional statements. So in contrast to numerous other programming languages that utilizes braces, Python depends exclusively on indentation for code organization. So we need to maintain consistent indentation in writing Python code, as improper indentation leads to syntax errors. So let us see this example. So this one red box represents one space for this particular example, and we use 4 spaces equal to 1 tab by default. Okay, let's assume this one has a space and 4 spaces is equal to 1 tab. Okay, so this is actually by default configured. 1 tab is 4 space. This is actually by default configured in Python, Jupyter Notebook, but we can change it anytime if need be. It is possible to reconfigure in the settings of Jupyter Notebook. However, since 1 tab is equivalent to 4 space is commonly used in Python programming, in this tutorial we stick on that. We don't change or make changes on this configuration. As you can see here, this code has conditional statements. In the first line, n is equal to 1, n is assigned to 1. That means the value of n is 1. Now, the second condition statement checks if n less than 0, followed by a colon. So this colon signifies immediately after this, next to it, a block starts. That means the block code print enter a negative integer will only be executed if n is less than 0. In this case, our n is 1 less than 0. Since this statement is false, the block after colon, well, that means print enter a positive integer will not be executed, and then the next line, the elif, will be checked. After colon, we check is 1 greater than 0. After colon, there is a 4 space, as you can see here. In the first case, we have 4 space. That means this block statement is under if condition, and it will be executed if and only if this condition is satisfied. So under elif, we have 2 statements, 1, 2. So this will be, these 2 statements will be executed if and only if the elif condition is satisfied. So the next condition statement is elif, this one. The execution comes to elif if and only if this statement is false. If this statement is true, this will be executed and it jumps in the control out of the if, elif, and else statements. Since this is not satisfied, it comes to the next condition. So is 1, n is 1, as I told you, is 1 greater than 0. Since it is true, every statement after colon will be executed, and this statement is indented for space below elif. As you can see here, below elif, 1 tab, that means 4 space in Jupyter Notebook configuration. So these 2 statements will be executed. So the value, since this is true, the value you entered is 1, will be printed. This statement will be executed. And the next line, inside the block, if n is equal to 1, will be checked. That means we have another if statement inside elif. It is possible to nest, no problem. Since n is 1, 1 is equal to 1 is true, then the block code after n is equal to 1 and there is a colon, which signifies there is a block code for this condition, will be executed. That means the wanted number is 1, will be printed. So here we can see that the wanted number is under if statement, then it will be indented into a total of 2 tabs. That means if this condition is true, and then this condition should be true if this statement should be executed. So this has to be true, and then this has to be true, then this will be executed. So this 8 tab shows that this is under this. Okay, so the other one is the else statement. As you can see here, will not be executed because we have got a true condition here. Let us code this value in the Jupyter Notebook. So let us write this in the Jupyter Notebook in the next video. So don't forget, as usual, to share and subscribe. We will write this code in Jupyter Notebook in the next video. Thank you for watching.